Between fragments and futures, stories stopped being certain. They broke, doubled back on themselves, and began to ask questions about the very nature of truth. This is the postmodern age. Hi, today, at the Lingua Loom, we'll answer two simple but huge questions. What is postmodernism, and why did it rise after World War II? By the end, you'll see why literature changed its rules, and why that change still matters. We'll define postmodernism, sketch its key features, and then trace the historical forces after 1945 that made it possible. Let's start from the very first question: what is postmodernism? Postmodernism is less a single style and more a disposition, skeptical of universal truths, playful with form, and deeply aware of how stories are made. It prefers fragments to unified wholes, irony to earnestness, and it often points to its own artifice, a book that reminds you it's only a book. Practically, postmodern works do things like break the narrative line, use pastiche and parody, fold other texts into themselves, intertextuality, and invite the reader to co-create meaning. They often blur high and low culture, mixing literature with media, advertisements, and everyday fragments. Think of a novel that interrupts itself to say, "Hey, I'm telling a story." That self-consciousness, that wink to the reader, is quintessentially postmodern. Key features. Here are core features you'll meet again and again. Fragmentation and nonlinear narrative, scattered scenes, circular time. Metafiction and self-reflexivity, stories about stories. Intertextuality and pastiche, borrowing, remixing, pasting genres. Irony, parody, and playfulness, serious ideas delivered sideways. Unreliable narrators and multiple voices. Who tells the story? Whose truth? Questioning of truth and reality, simulacra, hyperreality. These are the tools postmodern writers use to unsettle certainty and invite us to think about how meaning is made. Now let's discuss that. Why did postmodernism emerge after World War II? Form and philosophy don't change in a vacuum. The world changed after 1945, and literature changed with it. First, the trauma and disillusionment of World War II. The unprecedented violence of the Second World War, and the Holocaust, shattered faith in grand narratives of progress and reason. If civilization could produce industrialized atrocity, the old stories of continuous advancement felt hollow. Writers responded by doubting single, all-encompassing truths. Second, the atom, the apocalypse, and existential uncertainty. The atomic age brought a new sense of imminent danger and fragility. Literature reflected this existential uncertainty by breaking the illusion of stable worlds, collapsing the center and showing shards instead. Third, mass media, consumer culture, and saturation. Post-war economies produced mass media and mass consumption. Images and signs multiplied. Reality became mediated. Writers noticed how images circulate and copy each other, a condition theorized later as simulacra and hyperreality. Fourth, decolonization, migration, and plural voices. Empires unraveled. New voices from across the globe challenged Eurocentric grand narratives. Literature became plural, multiple centers, multiple histories, which encouraged fragmentation in hybrid forms. Fifth, intellectual shifts. Theory and skepticism. Philosophical currents like structuralism and its critique, post-structuralism, and thinkers who questioned authorship and fixed meaning, gave writers intellectual tools to experiment. They asked, who controls meaning? Whose story counts? So, trauma, technology, mass culture, global plurality, and new theory together made postmodernism feel like the natural language of a fractured world. It wasn't nihilism so much as a method, a way of refusing simple answers and inviting readers into the work of meaning-making. Examples and quick reading list. Thomas Pynchon, Italo Calvino, Jorge Luis Borges, Salman Rushdie, Toni Morrison. Short starter reads. The Crying of Lot 49, If on a Winter's Night a Traveler, selected Borges stories. Postmodern literature asks us to become active readers, to notice the seams. If you enjoy puzzles, paradoxes, and playful thinking about language, this era will delight you.